As we inch ever closer to the packed fall season, there are a number of high-profile releases to look forward to in July. So if you're suffering from E3 withdrawal, these 10 games may be worth checking out. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before we begin, please consider subscribing and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. With that out of the way, let's get started. Watch Dogs Legion Bloodline. Bloodline is more than just two new hero characters that can join DedSec. It's also the return of two fan favorites, Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs and Wrench from Watch Dogs 2, in a new story for the franchise. Set before the events of Legion, Bloodline sees Pierce taking on a simple job in London to steal a robot-controlling device from Broca Tech. Unfortunately, Wrench steals it first, triggering a cat-and-mouse game between the two with the life of Aiden's nephew hanging in the balance. Both characters are playable and offer their own unique abilities, whether it's Aiden's system crash to disable surrounding electronics, or Wrench's custom drone. Once the story is complete, they can also join DedSec and become playable throughout the main campaign. Watch Dogs Legion Bloodline is out on July 6th for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, PC, and Stadia. Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin. Unlike its action RPG brethren, Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin is about fighting alongside monsters, or monsties if you will, in turn-based battles. The story focuses on Raisewing Ratha, a flightless young Rathalos with black wings that will apparently bring ruin to the world. As the descendant of Red, the writer from the first game, you ultimately embark on an adventure with Ratha, battling hunters and other monsters alike. This includes heavyweights like Diablos, Anjanath, and even Negergante. Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin is a more story-focused affair, but it certainly stands out due to its strong production values. It's out on July 9th for Nintendo Switch and PC, with a demo currently available on Nintendo eShop. F1 2021. Codemasters' first Formula 1 racing title published under Electronic Arts is nearly upon us. F1 2021 takes everything that worked last year and adds a bunch of new content on top. There's the new story mode, Breaking Point, which focuses on Aiden Jackson and his rise to Formula 1 throughout 3 seasons. Along with new tracks and drivers, including Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda, the R&D tree has been revamped to be more straightforward. New settings allow for a more casual experience or tweaking everything, from the AI's research speed and career in My Team to car faults during races for a deeper challenge. Out on July 16th for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, and PC, F1 2021 looks to build strongly on the Codemasters' pedigree. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. The Nintendo Wii Classic returns to the celebration of some fans and the chagrin of others. As the name indicates, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD improves on the original with high-resolution visuals while also running at 60 FPS. Numerous quality-of-life enhancements, like tutorial refinements, have also been added, along with options for both motion controls via the Joy-Cons and using the right stick for swordplay, which makes things easier for handheld users. While not quite the remaster many had anticipated, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is still pretty good and should be well worth experiencing on the Switch when the remaster releases on July 16th. Tribes of Midgard. While Valheim continues its development in early access, action RPG fans may want to check out Tribes of Midgard. Developed by Norsefell and releasing on July 27th for PS4, PS5, and PC, it sees the player shielding a seed of Yggdrasil from the forces of Hell and Ragnarok. The player creates a settlement, reinforcing it with walls and setting out during the day to gather resources, artifacts, and weapons. At night, enemies will attack in an effort to destroy Yggdrasil, and it's up to you to stop them. Survive for long enough and the giants will get involved as well. Tribes of Midgard can be played solo, but also supports up to 10 players in co-op. Neo: The World Ends With You. 11 years after the original release, The World Ends With You is finally getting a sequel. Despite being fully 3D, Neo: The World Ends With You should be immediately familiar to fans with the return of pins, the noise, the Reaper's game, and yes, the unmistakable incredible tunes. The protagonist this time is Rindo, who, along with Fred and Nagi, are part of the Wicked Twisters and fight other groups for survival. Combat is more of a third-person hack-and-slash affair, but you'll still be combining attacks with teammates and taking down noise with over 300 pins granting unique abilities. In the midst of exploring the underground, there are a myriad of characters to interact with, delectable cuisine to eat, clothes to shop for, and much more. Neo: The World Ends With You releases on July 27th for PS4 and Nintendo Switch, while the PC version is out later this year. The Ascent. When the Ascent group collapses in the cyberpunk dystopia of Veles, various gangs and corporations come in to claim their spot. In this top-down action RPG shooter from Neon Giant, players must battle back against the factions using various weapons, augmentations, and gadgets in the process. The Ascent offers a seamless open world to explore, destructible environments with some very impressive particle effects, and co-op for up to 4 players, both online and local. Releasing on July 29th for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One and PC, it's also a day one launch on Xbox Game Pass. Eldest Souls. Fallen Flag Studios' pixel art Souls-like Eldest Souls finally has a release date, arriving on July 29th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, Xbox One, PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Unlike most other Souls-like titles though, this one is all about boss fights, each presenting a tough challenge, but granting unique talent and ability unlocks along the way. The aesthetic is decidedly retro, but still looks great, especially as you explore the ruins of the world and unearth its various mysteries en route to stopping the desolation. Samurai Warriors 5. The Warrior series is one that seemingly will never die. It's now time for the hack-and-slash franchise to return once again to feudal Japan with Samurai Warriors 5. Much like its big brother Dynasty Warriors borrows from Chinese history, it takes various Japanese historical events and mixes them up. Samurai Warriors 5 is out on July 27th for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Chernobylite. The Farm 51 has been fairly busy over the past few years with Chernobylite, a survival single-player RPG which may remind one of the Stalker franchise. Set in Chernobyl's exclusion zone, the player controls a former physicist who returns to seek out Titania, their partner. Of course, it's not a simple walk in the park, and you'll need various companions and supplies to make your way through while also crafting new equipment and weapons. Throughout the campaign, various decisions have to be made which can determine the fate of your team. Currently available in early access, Chernobylite fully launches on July 28th for PC, Xbox One, and PS4, with Xbox Series X and S and PS5 versions coming later. And with that, we have reached the end of this video. Have anything to say? Let us know in the comments below. Also, we upload new videos every single day on Gaming Bolt, so please consider subscribing as it really helps us out. Thanks for watching.